And I don't normally hold a piece of paper, but when I do that, you know that I need to get my details right. Welcome to the Sports on Pulse. Hello, I'm Gary Al Smith, and taking off from the football today, we do some boxing. And as you may know, the Olympic Games starts in August, actually on the 5th of August, and it runs for 17 whole days of fantastic and great sport. 206 associations will be in action, and Ghana will be one of them. But there's some good news. In 2012, Ghana had a grand total of 3 athletes at the Olympic Games. 1, 2, 3. This time, though, the news is better. We understand from the Ghana Olympic Committee that we may have quite a number, and it means that we are making progress. The man who speaks for the GOC is in studio with me, familiar face, so needs no introduction. Erasmus Kwao, thank you for your time.
And thanks for having me here.
Fantastic. Even more fantastic is the fact that from 2012 games to 2016, we seem to be making, well, strides. How many athletes are we expecting in Rio, Brazil?
I think there were earlier projections, based on what the federation heads, told the GOC at a meeting earlier in the season. So looking about 20 people, qualifying.
20 athletes?
20, made up of all the disciplines. We wanted to improve on the 9, sportsmen and women who were at London 2012. And so far, GOC, using its own resources, has been able to send about 5, national teams out for Rio qualifiers. Okay. And there's good news coming in. And as you've already, alluded to, 5 in total have been declared as having qualified for Rio 2016, 4 athletes and then 1 boxer. There's still a lot more, going through the system. The judokers, Sandra Zogedi, Mananate, and co, all going through, the qualifying rounds. And so by the end of May, we should have a clear idea of who has qualified and who's going to represent Ghana at the Olympic Games. By the middle of July, 11 July to be specific, that is a cutoff line, for athletics. That is when we know the full contingent of athletes would have qualified for Rio 2016. So indeed, it's been a very good, moment for us, especially this week.
So that's the story, really. In terms of what we are doing now, we'll zoom into the athletics proper. But if you just joined us, 3 athletes made it to London 2012. This time we are expecting more. So let's zoom into the athletes proper. Give us details.
Okay, so we started off, the year with the qualification of the 800-meter runner, Alex Amankwa.
Yep.
He ran 1 minute 45 seconds last year, qualified for the World Championship. And when the standards were reviewed, the IAF now put the qualifying standard at 1 minute 46, so automatically he had qualified. And now along the line, there was Sean Osafo-Nchi, who also came, through. So Alex on your screen is with Alabama State University, and he's been running consistently for quite a period for Ghana. He was in Ghana, born in Ghana.
So just to, the man you are seeing is an 800-meter athlete. Yes. That's what he's specialized in, and he has qualified for the Olympic Games.
Exactly.
Yes, please go on. So
Alex represented Ghana for the first time at the All-Africa Games last year, did a 4x4. Due to injury concerns, he couldn't run 800, but certainly this will be an opportunity for him to, test his mettle against the likes of David Rudisha and, all the top athletes in the 800 meters.
Especially those from Botswana and so on.
Exactly. Ethiopia, Kenya, and all of them. So it will be just so great for him, because last year he missed, the World Championship, as you already know. So. There was also Sean Osafo-Nchi, who has been hitting at the door for a long time, for about a year, trying to switch nationalities from Great Britain to Ghana. It's finally been ratified. And
last month?
Yeah, just last month. He ran the qualifier 10.16 earlier last year, and so he's also part of the team. And there's Flings also Japan. Big one, for us, because Flings has been with us for such a long time, since 2006. And this is the first time she's qualified for the Olympics. The form this season has been wonderful. She broke Janet Amponsen's 200-meter indoor record, and for me that just showed as a sign that she was ready for this one. And then she ran 11.38, and then the next week she ran 11.30. The qualifying mark is 11.32. So wonderful, she's through. She's also getting closer to the 200-meter qualifying mark. Now, there's always going to be that effect on the relay team, because Janet, when she hits form, she's also going to qualify. Now, if you get Flings, you get Gemma, you get Suzy Akolache.
So we see then the Flings is the one. Okay, Janet Amponsan is on the extreme right.
Yeah.
That's Janet Amponsan with the number 1 on her thigh. And then Flings is the one on the extreme left.
Exactly.
So Flings has qualified.
Flings has qualified.
Yes, and then
there's Beatrice, German, and then Gemma Champo.
Yeah, Gemma is the one in the spectacles, and then Beatrice is the one third from left. So these are some of the names and the faces you should be looking out for from the 5th of August in the Olympic Games. Please go on, Erasmus.
Yes, and then, I mean, you don't have to zoom in straight to the women's relay team.
Yeah.
Essentially, the IAF selects the very best, that's the best 14 ranked, nations to go to the Olympics. Already 8 slots have been taken, those who participated in the Bahamas relays.
Yes.
So there's 8 more left. Ghana was ranked among the 14 earlier this year, but because of consistency with the other nations running, we just fallen off the peg. But once we go to the pen relays, which we expect to participate in, later on this year, I mean, essentially it's USA against the world. And Ghana has been given that invitation because of the performances of our athletes in the USA. If we get our opportunity, that'll be a great time.
So hold on, just take us back. This competition is an invitation.
It's an invitation.
Okay, so it's designed for really the US team to practice and to make sure that they are fine-tuning for the Olympics. Yeah. So what they do is they invite the best from around the world to test themselves.
Yes. Okay. And Ghana has been selected because of the athletes and then the wonderful performances they put up in the USA. Last year we couldn't go, but this is an Olympic year. We need to be there. Yeah. And we have all the athletes, the best ones based in the USA now.
Already, yeah.
The 4 you mentioned already are all there and they're running fantastic time. So this will be an opportunity to go there. The other one will be the Warri Relay, in Nigeria. And of course, we have the Africa Championship in South Africa, the latter part of June. So we have those opportunities for the relay to practice and get good times. What the IAF does is that they pick your best 2 times and then they test it against the rest of the relay teams around the world. We're really positive. A relay gives you about 5 athletes, qualifying to the Rio Olympic Games. And so that would just push up the numbers for us. Okay, so to recap everything you've heard, Erasmus Quao is a member of the Ghana Athletics Association, and he's here to give us some good news. Now, I'll let you know a little secret. Don't tell Erasmus that I told you, but I think the Ghana Olympic Committee and the Ghana Athletics Association are being proactive this time, so that usually when it comes to the games and we start bashing them that they are not prepared, this time, let the camera zoom in on him, let's look at him. See, he's laughing. So, with many months to go, they are coming to tell us what to expect, so that when the time comes, we don't bash them too much. But it's true, isn't it? No, I mean, I think it's more about putting out the information.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make projections.
Which has been a big problem for us, for Ghana, for a lot of years.
Sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes. But you try your best. Your listeners, your viewers are discerning. I mean, so you give them as much information as possible. So making all the projections, and telling them about what they've done throughout the season. Yes. Things happen in sports, but if you hold all other factors constant, like injury, the weather situations, where they go and all that, these are what we've done in the season and these are what they've done. And so we can only give them the support. They really need the support of Ghanaians in a lot of ways. Social media, the comments we make, just sharing a picture of an athlete who's qualified or who's gone close to qualification, that's a lot for them. So the more information you give the population, the more you get a positive in.
And we'll count on you for the information. However, I'm sure some of you out there will be asking this question. Of the names we have mentioned and the pictures we have shown you, it seems like most of them are based outside the country, which brings me to the next question. What about the local based athletes? Because we are all happy that we are getting more numbers to the Olympic Games this year. But I mean, it's great that they are all Ghanaians and they are coming from around the world. But we would like to see homegrown guys, people from the secondary schools here, people we can relate to every day.
Well, traditionally, and I go with you perfectly, we want to see people from Ghana also qualifying. But traditionally, what has been done over the years is that even the home-based athletes usually go to Europe. They'll pitch camp somewhere where they have a lot of competitions, where the facilities are better to be able to qualify. Yeah. Again, let's define home-based athletes. I mean, you just saw Janet Amponsa on your screen, John Ampoma. These are people with the security services, Emmanuel Dasso. They're only there for studies. In a few years' time, they're back in Ghana. How would we term them when they're back?
Okay, so we should be specific.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, we're giving them an opportunity to go out there through Professor Dodo's initiatives, scholarships, to go to school, improve themselves in terms of education and sports, get better, and then come back home, contribute to the cause of the nation. So we really want the very best out for the nation. Locally, what has been done is that since 2014, we progressed with competitions. We had 8 competitions total 2014.
Yeah.
We had 9 competitions 2015. This year we're projecting 10 competitions and we've done 5. So the competitions are
before
there.
the Olympics or
Before the Olympics.
Oh, okay.
Before the Olympics. We've done 5. We've gone to Bolga, we've gone to Koforidua, we've done 2 competitions at Elwak, we've done 1 competition at Kumasi. This weekend, Saturday, we're going to 2nd D.
All right.
So that leaves 4 competitions. We'll have about 3 competitions at the newly built Cape Coast Stadium because the track is fresh.
Yeah.
And then we'll just round everything up with 1 more at Kumasi. So there are enough competitions for our athletes. The key is being able to qualify for the African Championship in Durban.
Yeah.
That is a bigger platform. You can then try, make the Olympic qualifying mark. But I go back to the earlier point. Traditionally, to be able to make the Olympic qualifying mark, you need to go out, compete with the very best in the top class competitions we have in the world, and then, try and make the mark. But we'll definitely go there.
Okay, so I would like there's a picture behind us, if they can show it on the screen, and then I ask Erasmus a question. This is from 2012, isn't it?
That's me there.
Yeah, that's you there, yes, that's him there. So Erasmus is, if you look in the top right corner, there's somebody waving a flag in the corner there, and it's Erasmus in a cap. So we would like to see more Ghanaian athletes there. Yeah. But Ghana has had a golden girl for about 2 years, Martha Bisa. Yeah. There's so much that has been said about her and about the fact that she couldn't qualify, she's qualified. What's the latest?
Well, Martha ran a season best 2 minutes 09 seconds. I was there at Koforidua when she ran that race. It was on grass. Now, again, it shows progress from what she had run at Bolga.
And just to be clear, how old is she now?
I think Martha is now an adult, 18 years
18.
Now. Yeah, last year she was 17, so she must be 18, later on this year. Or, I need to check that one. But clearly she's an adult now. She's run 2 minutes 09 on grass. Yeah. She needs to run 2 minutes 01. To qualify for the
Olympics.
For the Olympic Games. And I was telling you, so we're going to be running on hard track at 2nd D. We're going to be running 3 times at a Cape Coast newly built, stadium with a new facility. And so, again, with the progress she's made, if she's able to consistently go out there and compete, the other thing is, getting some competition locally, somebody to push her, make the mark. So there's certainly factors.
So is it not to cut you, but is it really the case that Martha is so good that few people of her age can cope with her?
Locally,
yes.
She's a local Ghana champion. There's another girl at Middle Tennessee in the US on GA Source Scholarship, Agnes Abu. She's run 2 minutes 05 this year, and Martha's run 2 minutes 09. But you need
to put them together so Martha feels the competition.
It goes then to the issue of the national trial. Yeah. I said 5 competitions this year. There's been no state sponsorship. When we say national, it connotes Ghana sponsoring it, bringing all the foreign-based athletes down to compete with the locally based athletes.
So that we get the best of the best of the best.
That is what you want, Gary. But we ran one competition, let's say at a work stadium, it costs you about 5,000 cedis. Now, the question then is, will you convert that 5,000 cedis into dollars and bring down Agnes Abu to come run, with Martha? Agnes has done about 10 competitions already this season. Ooh. So she has the advantage, at Middle Tennessee. So it's more of economics now. Yeah. So whatever resources GA has, we're pumping into the circuit, the Open Championship we have, a lot more competitions for these athletes. That is what GA is trying to do. Because if you put the little resource we have in bringing these foreign-based, it doesn't really, make sense. To bring the foreign-based athletes down who are on form to come and be the locally based athletes. Yeah. But yes, ideally, if we had the resources, the funding and everything going right, that would have been it, a national trial. And for me, it gives us all the opportunity to see all of our athletes.
Okay, so just to wrap up with Erasmus Kwao here, 3 athletes were representing Ghana at London 2012. This year, already we are seeing Alex Amankwa for 800 meters qualified, Sean Safo entry. Sean Safo entry was running for Great Britain but has naturalized to compete for Ghana last month. And so he's a 100-meter runner. He has also qualified. Flings Osue Japan is a 100-meter runner. She's qualified. And John Ampoma is currently pending. So these are some of the athletes we have. But Erasmus has projected that we may have about 20 athletes in all Maybe.
Maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
this was a GOC's position after all the, we looked at all the federations and what they wanted to contribute.
Okay.
And I'm sure Chris Esilfi was here to say the very same thing. So it's from the GOC's point of view.
So whatever it is, though, I mean, we can be sure that, unlike this picture where sometimes you see the contingent of people coming at the opening ceremony for some countries, and it's like a whole town. We came like a trotro station, like say Kanish trotro station. But this year, hopefully, we'll have more people there. Erasmus Kwao, thank you very much to you.
Thanks a lot.
He speaks for the Ghana Athletics Association. And hopefully, we have more people at the Olympics starting on the 5th of August. I'm Gary Al Smith. We'll see you later.